Uh, just got through watching Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight. It went very much how I thought it was gonna go, how I predicted it to go. Spence, I don't think won a round. He had trouble with, Crawford's defense. He couldn't get out of the way of a lot of Bud's shots. Bud's jab tonight was amazing. The combinations he was throwing, the movement. Spence, Spence didn't have, much to offer at all. Spence showed a lot of heart. Spence was knocked down 3 or 4 times in the fight. I don't even think he really landed anything of significance. This was probably one of Bud's easiest fights. Bud just, the minute Spence would try to go to the body or bully him, he'd tie him up and break his rhythm. Like I said earlier, the jab. Bud kept the jab going and hitting Spence with flush shots that were hurting him. Spence's legs didn't look like they were there for good amounts of the fight. There were times where Spence tried to get something going, but he was met with vicious combinations, and they were rattling him every time, it seemed. He had a lot of heart, though. He went down, kept going down like 3 or 4 times. He went down, he got up. He didn't quit. He kept trying. After the fight, he was, when Jim Gray was talking to him, he seemed, like he was concussed. He was slurring very badly. This was, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Arturo Gatti all over again. This was Jeff Lacey and, Joe Calzaghe again. This is one of those types of surreal beatings. Errol Spence really got punished. He really got beaten bad. And, honestly, it's sad. He got paid well. Both fighters got paid very well. After the fight, they're talking about a rematch. I don't know who would be interested in it. I didn't think it would live up to, Hearns and Leonard. I didn't really see, I don't want to downplay Spence, too much, but I don't, I think Spence is good, pressure fighter, comes forward, good jab, but, he's not a special fighter. I think the difference between Bud and Spence is Bud is special. Bud can do amazing things and has done amazing things. And Spence, I think, at best, is a very, very good fighter. I think a very good fighter. But honestly, this wasn't close. I don't think Spence won a round. I don't think he came close to winning a round in the fight. And, even though I was rooting for Bud and I predicted the fight would play out this way, we always have to remember as fans that, these fighters, they have families. They're trying to provide for their families. And I was saddened. I'm very happy for Bud. And, Spence fans, I'm sure, are devastated. Many of them. I've seen, on Twitter and, on Facebook, I'm seeing a lot of outrage over the aftermath of the fight. They weren't expecting that, and I'm sure a lot of Spence fans have lost a lot of money. I'm actually a little disappointed in myself that I didn't bet more money. I just placed a $50 bet with a friend of mine, and I won. But I wish I had bet more. I knew it was going to play out this way. But it's unfortunate. But I don't I don't think Spence is going to be the same fighter anymore. This is the type of beating that it takes a lot out of you. I wouldn't be surprised if he just retires. It's just not worth it. If he goes up to 154, it's likely he gets beaten even worse. Up there. I hope that Bud gets the respect that he deserves. All the talk about the resume, he hasn't fought anybody. He's a paper champion, all this stuff. Hopefully all that gets put to rest. But I doubt that's what's going to happen. I'm sure it's going to be, Spence, he's not the same car accident. He hasn't been active. He didn't fight in so long. I'm sure the excuses are going to be mounting pretty soon. He'll come back stronger than ever. Yeah, people don't want to give Bud his credit. The truth is, and this is the truth, okay? The truth is that Bud is a special fighter, and he makes these fighters that he's fighting look average or below average, and that's what special fighters do. I mean, people were lauding Spence for, his resume, beating Kell Brook, who was destroyed by Golovkin, and guys like Bundu, and Lamont Peterson, who was shop worn at the time, small for 147, but they were names, and Spence did what he had to do. Chris Algieri, guys like that. People wanted to talk about the Sean Porter comparisons, and how they both fought him, and Spence fought a better version of him, and all of this stuff. Anything to marginalize Bud, and now it's Bud was too small, and Spence was gonna walk him down and walk through him, and all of this stuff. None of that happened. Spence could never impose his will. Never. I mean, the body punches he was landing were blocked and being deflected, and for every time he was throwing body shots, he was getting countered and punished, and that's what special fighters do. But Spence showed tremendous heart, and I hope he doesn't get labeled a quitter. The referee stopped it. He didn't. He wanted to continue. But it should have really been stopped earlier. I don't know if he'll be able to have a successful career after this. And if they're really realistically talking about a rematch, I don't know who would be interested in it, why they would be interested in it, and what purpose does it serve? Who wins in that? I mean, Spence is just going to get beaten up. I mean, even more. So, I hate to say it. I don't, personally, I don't want to see it. This happened. This fight happened. It's good. Now maybe Bud, can move on, and maybe, I don't know. Maybe Boots Ennis is next up. We'll see. I don't know what's going on with Virgil Ortiz Jr. I don't know. Did Green Machine ruin him? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But, maybe now that the division has been unified, will Bud defend or just vacate and move on up to 154? He wants the younger Charlo, who He'll be facing off against Canelo. What is that, next month? So I don't know. Maybe in in every realistic sense of things, maybe Spence and Derek James can hope that Bud vacates and moves up, and then he can just, if he has enough in him. I don't really like his chances against a guy like Boots Ennis either at this point. I think Boots is dangerous for anybody. But we'll see. Spence is gonna have to, at the very least, take a lot of time off after this to recover, and we'll see how he is or what the lasting effects are. I hope he can fully recover, and I think him, Derek James, and the rest of his team, they need to sit down and really evaluate things and really talk about stuff. His career, if it should continue. I mean, he should be, I don't know how much he got from this fight, but, when you're getting beaten up like that, you have to really be realistic. I think he should have enough money at this point to just call it a day. But that's just my thing. Like I said, I don't want to see these fighters getting hurt. They have families to provide for and people who rely on them. So, I hope that he's okay. But on the other hand, didn't have a mark on him. Totally unscathed. Probably one of his easiest fights. So, many kudos and salutes and to Bud, Bomac, and the entire Crawford team and family. And we'll salute Spence and his team as well. And hopefully Spence has a speedy recovery, and we'll see what's next for him. I just wanted to make this video very quickly. Those are my thoughts on the aftermath of the fight and how I saw it playing out. So if you enjoy the video, like, subs, share. And if you like content like this, let me know, comment. Very much appreciated. God bless and good night.